Hi, guys. Yeah, this is an age-old topic in the National Football League. Players through the years have wanted to wear various symbols, thoughts, prayers on their shoes, towels, or gloves, whatnot. All of it, 99.9% of it, is all very well-intentioned. But technically, the NFL has a very strict uniform policy, which Pat McAfee, if you go by the letter of that rule, he broke yesterday. In fact, take a look at the shoes, which were really spectacular, by the way. Red, white, and blue to the core, with his left shoe bearing the numbers 9/11. It was well-intentioned. Pat is a huge backer of the military and those who certainly have returned home from overseas. His tweet, quote, "Game day vibes. I stand with every citizen of the greatest country on earth." And a fan even responded on Twitter saying that he knew someone who died on 9/11 and appreciated the gesture by the Colts punter. The first offense for a uniform violation like this is a fine of just over $6,000. The second offense is a fine of just over $12,000. We should hear no later than Wednesday if Pat McAfee will be fined by the NFL. For now, Dave First reporting live at the Colts complex, RTV 6 Sports.
All right, thanks so much, Dave. And one person who has definitely wanted McAfee to avoid that fine, the Plainfield tattoo artist who actually painted the shoes. I sat down with him to get his take on Cleatgate.
I went from 8:30 at night on Friday until 5:30 a.m. the next morning working on Pat's shoes.
Nick McNulty, a big Colts fan, didn't get a lot of sleep this weekend. Off work from ink therapy, McNulty got to work on these custom hand-painted shoes for his favorite Colt. A family friend set him up with a bit of a side gig since the preseason, painting shoes so far for McAfee, T.Y. Hilton, and Frank Gore.
We wound up doing a couple shoes for some of the guys, tried them out, and continue hopefully throughout the rest of the season.
After touching base with McAfee about these, McNulty says he was actually surprised to see him show up on Sunday.
With the Pat McAfee shoes, I was approached as an idea that potentially it would be just a piece of art that Pat would show and present on social media. My family was sitting around watching the start of the game, and we noticed through some of the pregame that he was wearing them, and I was like, oh man, this is really neat.
McNulty says he gets the importance of uniforms and of rules, but when it comes to a potential fine, maybe not Pat McAfee, maybe not those shoes, and maybe you make an exception on September 11th.
The NFL ultimately has a decision as a business on what they want to do. They have rules and restrictions and policies that they have to follow. With the 9/11 being something that hit so many people in such a tragic way, something that we can share with other people and kind of help bring maybe an uplifting kind of thoughts and ideas for them to remember that, they won't be forgotten and that it is something that's dear to our heart.